Welcome back. Woofies, Barkies, Woofies. I am the dog who fishes, and we're gonna be fishing today. I haven't come with a topic today, but there's been some things I've been thinking about, and yeah, I don't even know exactly what those things are, but I'll come up with them as I do my fishing thing. Today, I also struggled to focus, but today was for a different reason. I don't think it was boredom. I think it was not putting the right restrictions on myself. So for some context, when I want to focus on work, I use this application called Cold Turkey, and it allows you to block certain apps and certain websites. And there's quite a clear correlation with when I have it on and when I have it off, and there's quite a clear correlation with when I have it on and how productive I am. Like, whether it is on or not will affect my focus quite a lot. So, usually I have it on before I start working, but today I didn't. And so because I didn't, and I realized quite early on that I didn't, I let myself off. And I have this pattern with other things too. For example, I am someone who likes to get up on time, and I get up at 8 and I start my work at 9. And oftentimes, on days where I don't get up at 8, my productivity is similarly skewed in quite an extreme way. And others have spoken to me and been like, oh, maybe there's something neurodivergent about that, about feeling such a strong inclination to stick to a routine. And it could be that, it might not be that, but what do I do about that? And so I ask myself, do I continue to put so much emphasis on waking up at 8 a.m. because of this conviction that if I get up any later, that my day is a bit fucked? Or do I practice becoming more tolerant of me not getting up at the time I want? And then there's this similar thing with the blocking system, I guess. There's this question of, do I focus on blocking things that I might get distracted by, or do I just be more effortful in avoiding getting distracted? And I imagine the answer will differ depending on the context, but I think for the websites being blocked, it's quite clear to me that the solution revolves more around having the blocker on rather than trying to build up my willpower to avoid it when it's not on. And so this is a question to anyone listening. And is me asking, how do I put this in a more generalized way? Is the problem you or your system? I think that might be a bit too reductionist. But I think that question encourages internal inquiry, I hope. Oh my goodness, I can no way I'm getting that. Oh my god, I fucking got it. Based. Okay. I think I want to steer this channel in a direction that's life affirming. But I want to be cautious to not dismiss my negative thoughts. There was a song I wrote recently, and in the song was about something I had experienced in my life, and in reality, it was shitty, but I figured out a way to get to resolve the situation. But in the song, I depicted the scenario as ending sadly, as ending without the resolve that actually happened. And I remember after I had made it, originally I was thinking, oh, I should extend this song so that it has a more happy ending, because that's what actually happened. But as I reflected more, I felt that it is valuable to just sit with grief. And so with the direction of the channel, I think you can be life affirming whilst having moments of just, I don't think indulge is the right word, but to just sit with the pain of whatever you're experiencing. I feel like a lot of the videos that I used to watch about psychology and relationships growing up had this emphasis on acknowledging, oh shit, I got no fish. Acknowledging pain and recognizing suffering as a part of life. Which I know is cliche, but it's one of those cliches that exist because they refer to some eternal truth that people seem to constantly forget. And I think more so now. Just this repeated this repeated this repeated notion that we often carry this repeated notion that as if life isn't supposed to be suffering. I feel like my silence is making what I'm saying sound more heavy than I'm intending for it to sound. I believe in what I'm saying, but I'm not saying it with the emotional intensity I think that is being communicated. So going back to what I was talking about. Well, so far this dialogue has been split into two themes. I guess the first being questioning whether to emphasize a focus on you and your willpower, or whether to put a focus on putting the right systems in place that keep you focused. Or not even specifically focused, but just move you in a life-affirming direction. And then the other one was me contemplating how to make life-affirming how to have life-affirming rhetoric. I don't even know if thinking about that is that directly important. I think it might be. But I was talking with a friend not long ago, and we were talking about how sometimes thinking about overemphasizing thinking about things in a meta way detract from engaging with the essence of what's being created. Life is crazy. It's fucking raining. And you know what? It's raining in real life, so I'm hearing 2 layers of rain. Oh yeah, one thing, I guess I can take a break from fishing. I wanted to get more familiar with using the emotes, because since this is the only thing you see, I don't know, you see those VR chat people who just know how to move their stick thing. They know how to move their controller to make a certain expression, and they've spent so much time in VR chat that they can just do it without really thinking about it. It would be cool to get that point with web fishing. Just like, when I'm talking about something sad, or going like, when I'm talking about something angry, or like, yippee, or, okay, that's not an expression. Hi. Or going like, oh, I was gonna say OMG, but I stopped myself because I thought it sounded too cliche. But that's, oh no. Okay, I thought I was trapped. What the fuck is that? Oh, okay, that's a yippee. And this is a bark. Can I do all of these faces sitting down? Fuck. think I can. Okay. Can I do it whilst fishing? Let me see. Because that would be quite useful. Oh, fuck, I didn't fish. Oh, how evil. Okay, well, at least when I'm not fishing, I can learn to express myself. I think I'm gonna end the episode there. Thank you for coming to this Doku Fishes episode. I feel like I'm having an easier time talking to you. Yeah. Well, a lot better than the first episode at least. And I think as these episodes go on, it's becoming... I feel like the focus has shifted from me saying and I guess too much. Even though those are things I'd like to continue improving on. But it's shifted more to how do I put my thoughts in a more concise manner. And I think I can only do that if I... There's that, like, emphasis on failure. Oh, shit. There's that emphasis on failure always. I mean, when I say that, I mean failure in a good way. What the fuck? I have never seen this shit. Am I gonna get a demon fish? What the hell? Okay, that's not that important. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming. And I'm happy with the way this shit is progressing. I know that I'm only getting like 5 views each episode, or like usually less. My most has been 5, but that's kind of what this shit is about. It's about making shit even if no one's looking, and not being so fucking... not thinking so much about perceptions. I know... I guess I have to think about perception to some degree, because why would I be putting this on YouTube? But I mean that in a creatively... in a way that creatively restricts me. That's what I'm learning to not do. So thank you everyone for watching. I've been the Doku Fishes. Woofy Sparkies, Sparkies Woofies. That's me. Bye bye. Let me do the back.